Hi everybody, Bentley Compost Guy Christy here, and I'm standing with my worm in mega system. I recently harvested this one for the first time, and this is my second setup, the second time I've set up this system, and it was the very first harvest that I did for this particular setup. And I just wanted to kind of show everybody how things are looking, just how far down it is settled. I'm going to open it up in a minute, but one of the things I wanted to talk about right off the bat, I'm sure you can see in this movie here how there are a bunch of flies flying around inside the system. And this I thought would be a great opportunity to talk about probably one of the favorite features of the Wormin for me personally. I absolutely love the fact that this screened lid at the top keeps things contained so very well. Now I'm a big aged manure user. I use aged horse manure from an outdoor heap, and you know, that's a topic unto itself, but it's something you want to be a bit careful with if you're pretty new to vermicomposting. It can overheat, and you know, if you're not really experienced picking out what aged manure looks like, then you can end up with some newer stuff which isn't so great. But yeah, if you know what you're doing and you start using this stuff, it's a fantastic way to kind of accelerate the vermicomposting process in a Wormin, and any system really. And you know, worms go crazy for it. And so I use that regularly as my living material in my Wormin. But anyway, one of the things about aged manure is that it can contain something that are known as stable flies. And stable flies are like house flies. They look exactly like house flies, but the funny thing is they'll let you know pretty quickly that they're not house flies when they land on you and start biting you. So they're almost like a deer fly in a sense, because they actually do go after mammals. You know, at a stable, it'll probably be a horse or you know, whatever other livestock is around, but they'll happily feed on people as well. So you'll get a nip, and you'll notice that you know, it's on you and it's biting you. It's not a big deal, but obviously you can see, you know, if you get a bunch of them, the larvae or the pupae in the manure that you get, you can have quite a few flying around your house before you know it. But with the Wormin, you know, whether it's the mega or the regular one, this zippered lid is fantastic for keeping these sorts of things contained. So what I like to do when I have any sort of outbreak of anything inside of a Wormin is I just use my trusty vacuum. I have a sort of shop vac thing here. All I will do is open this up just a little bit, put this vacuum inside. See if I can actually get it in there. Now these flies are pretty easy. They don't stress me out too much, even if they do get in the house. It's pretty easy to whack with a fly swatter, but you know, it's kind of handy if you can avoid having them flying around in your house. So this is a good way to help. I'm just going to turn this on here. It's just sucking them right up. Sucking this stuff up on the top of the screen. I don't even know if you can hear me anymore, but I'm getting lots of them. And any other, obviously you don't want to suck up the actual material, but any other little gnats and flies and whatever else that are flying around, you can suck them up as well. That's basically it. I'm not going to go too crazy here. It's kind of hard to do with one hand anyway. So if a few get out, it's not the end of the world. I also have some sticky fly tape that's sitting up near some light bulbs, and that's a fantastic way to catch them as well. So yeah, we missed a few here and there, but that's okay. Okay, so I just wanted to show everybody the level. You know, if you've been following along on the blog, you've sort of seen probably how full the system was before I harvested it. Well, it's definitely dropped down now. Once you remove the false bottom, get a bunch of vermicompost out the bottom. I think I removed about 20 pounds of vermicompost plus a whole bunch of just bulky living material stuff. It really settles down nicely, especially once the worms get back to work and everything starts to move down. So there's probably still a bit of space at the bottom, but you know, we got lots of room for feeding. Now let's just have a kind of look around here. See, like I say, they absolutely love this this aged manure. Ooh, that's a. Yeah, you can see there's lots of worms in here. What I want to do is try putting some sort of cardboard or some kind of little semi-cover over top of the uppermost material to see if I can get a concentration of them just kind of sitting right at the top. But there's plenty of worms in here, that's for sure. Especially when you consider how many I started with. Here's an old cloth. So we use these natural cloths and they end up in here. But the worms actually really love living in them. You can see it's lots of dark, rich stuff, even up close to the top here. But loads and loads of worms in there. Right. Lots of good worms. Yeah, so the odd thing here and there, it's not processed, but it's they're doing a really great job with all the waste materials in here. God, just gobs and gobs of worms in here. So now it's time to get back to business with this system. So I'm going to be, I've got some food waste thawing out, just out in the sink. And tomorrow I'll be adding a really big feeding along with another layer of either the horse manure. I actually just got some really nice old lawn clippings and thatch. And I think I may actually start trying that out as a living material. I think that's going to work really, really well. I think the worms will love that. But yeah, I'm going to get back in action, and I'll certainly be keeping everybody updated on how things are coming along.